The Big Machine Label Group, General Mills, and Feeding America have teamed up for a third year of Outnumber Hunger, a great cause and campaign that helps fight hunger in local communities across the United States. 1 in 6 Americans struggle with hunger. Those are our neighbors, those are our fans. It's an issue that touches all of us, and Outnumber Hunger provides an opportunity to not only help out, but also raise awareness for this amazingly important cause. I would like to personally thank you for submitting questions for a special Q&A. This Q&A will feature some of the Big Machine Label Group's greatest new stars, including Thomas Rhett, Cassidy Pope, and the Cadillac 3, who are all ambassadors for Outnumber Hunger.
Hey, it's Cassidy Pope. Thank you so much for submitting your questions. I can't wait to answer them. And special thanks to Cody Allen for having me. Caitlin from Rockwood asks, what type of vocal warm-ups do you do when you are getting ready for a show? Can you demonstrate? Well, they're not that attractive, but I will do them for you. They're lip trills, and I usually do them with scales as much as I can do them. So to demonstrate, it goes, and I just try and do that as much as possible. And the best warm-up for me is just getting my head in the game and getting in the zone, being by myself backstage. Riley from Spartanburg. Hey Cass, who's your musical inspiration? Well, I have a lot of them, so I'm going to start with Martina McBride, Shania Twain, Rascal Flatts, got a little bit of Michelle Branch, some Billy Joel because of his songwriting, and some other genres too, but it's mostly country. Patsy Cline, Loretta Lynn, George Jones, all that good stuff. Elizabeth from Tucson, Arizona. Did you believe you would be this successful so early in your career? I did not believe that. I knew that it was going to take a while, which it has. I've been doing this since I was 4 years old, but I could never imagine myself in the position I'm in. I'm so grateful, and I have you guys to thank, so thanks for giving me a career. Kristen from Scottsdale, Arizona asks, when will you have your own headlining tour? Well, I hope next year. I'm having a great time opening for these incredible artists like Tim McGraw this year. It's going to be amazing. But I have been headlining my own shows. It's not a tour. And it's been really, really fun for me to see my own fan base accumulate and to see what kind of audience I have. So I've just been having a great time, but I would love to headline my own tour someday. Jeremy from Singapore. Wow, that's far away. How has being a singer shaped your life differently from perhaps when you were just a student a couple of years back? A couple of years. That's being very, very sweet of you. But yeah, it's quite different. In school, you go in, you have a set schedule, you know what you're going in to learn, you know when you have a test, unless it's a pop quiz, but those are horrible. So it's a very predictable kind of schedule, whereas being a singer on tour and being on the road, you never know what's going to happen. I do have to say, though, I prefer that kind of schedule. I love the spontaneity of it all. I'm learning so much, and being on the road makes you grow up faster. So if I had to choose, I would choose being on the road doing what I love. Sarah from Iowa asks, how has country music played a part in your life, and what does it mean to you? Country music taught me how to sing. I started singing at 4 years old, and I learned with country. So it's played a huge role in styling my sound and kind of developing my voice. And country music to me means telling a story. It means being honest and being authentic. The thing I love about country music is it stays traditional, but it goes with the time, so it'll never go away. It's always going to be relevant. So I'm very, very lucky to be in this format. End scene.
Sarah and Bree from Calgary, Alberta. You have a lot of Canadian fans. We just wanted to ask you a general question. Do you buy your own clothes while on the road, or do you shop online? A little bit of both. If I'm in a town where there's a couple of places where I like to get some stuff, I'll go get it on the road. But online, yeah, but I usually end up sending it back because it doesn't fit. But about once a year, I have this girl named Amber come in and just bring a bunch of stuff and so that I can pick, because I'm not very good at going on the road and picking stuff out. My wife is, but I'm not. Chelsea from Cleveland, Ohio. Who calls to tell you that you got picked for Give 'em Hope? That would be my record label, Big Machine Records. Scott Borchetta, our president of that label, called and asked if I would want to be a part of this song, and I said yes. So, Joe from the Bahamas, I'm jealous of you. If you could have a lifetime supply of cereal from Outnumber Hunger, people at General Mills, what would it be? Probably Lucky Charms. I could eat Lucky Charms every single morning for the rest of my life. Carla from Rome, Italy. When you're on a song like Give 'em Hope, is it all recorded together or is your part sent? The song is recorded at the same time, but all of us artists go in at separate times and sing our own parts on the song. Chuck from Portland, Maine. How many guitars do you have lying around the house? I probably have 7 or 8 that I have around the house, and about 5 or 6 on the road. I plan to have a lot. I love collecting guitars. Elaine from Louisville, Kentucky. Aside from being an Outnumber Hunger sponsor, is there a dream endorsement you hope to get one day? A dream endorsement. If I could get sponsored by Lucchese boots, cowboy boots, that would be pretty awesome. They're my favorite. Connor from Santa Fe, New Mexico. Your song "Get Me Some of That" is so huge and we love it. Do you pick that to be on the radio or does someone else? Songs that we pick to go on the radio are more of a collaborative choice. Obviously, you know, if I like it and the label likes it, then we start to have conversations on was between this one and which one do we think is gonna go better for that time of the year, whether it's summer or winter time or and stuff like that. So it's really a choice that I make with a lot of people at the label. So Catherine from Columbus, Ohio. Would you rather vacation somewhere beachy or in the mountains? I would rather go to the beach. I love the beach. Michelle from Los Angeles, California. Can you play any other instruments besides the guitar? I can dabble on the piano and drums and bass. I'm not necessarily good at any instruments. I feel like I'm mediocre at a lot of instruments. So, Holly from Charleston, South Carolina. How has being a singer shaped your life differently from perhaps when you were just a student a couple years back? Being on the road definitely opens your eyes to a lot of things. When you're in school, a lot of the time your biggest concern is, paying rent and making an A on a test. And when you start to get on the road, your responsibilities kind of grow. And so, going straight from college to being on the road for 250 days a year was kind of a big jump for me. But I wouldn't have traded it for the world. It really shaped, kind of who I am today. So, Hillary from Reading, Pennsylvania. Who are your biggest musical influences growing up? I guess when I was little, talking like 5 to 10 range, it was probably people like Alan Jackson and Garth Brooks and George Strait. And I don't know, I guess when I got to high school, I started listening to a ton of old country, Merle Haggard and Hank Williams Sr. and more currently, I guess Eric Church was a huge reason that I wanted to become a singer and songwriter. So those are just a few to name a few. So Alex from Dalton, Georgia says, if you could have any superpower, what would you pick? It's cliche, but if I could fly, that would be really awesome. I would rather fly than get on an airplane every day. I'd rather fly to every town in this body. Karen from Nashville, Tennessee. Who would you absolutely love to go on tour with next? I don't know. Florida Georgia Line would be a fun tour to go on next. Jared from Albany, New York. If you could collaborate with an artist from a genre besides country, who would it be? probably Adele. Adele would be really awesome to collaborate with. So, Andrea from Yorktown, Virginia. What has been your greatest career accomplishment so far? I guess in the past 3 years I've been doing this, having my first #1 was probably the biggest accomplishment for me that I've had so far. So, Constance from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. What is the most embarrassing moment you have had on stage? When I was playing at Wrigley Field with Jason Aldean last summer, my mic fell completely under the stage, like completely under the stage. So my mic did not exist for the rest of my show. So I had to use my guitar player's mic that was stationary the whole time, and I couldn't move around. So, not that a lot of people could tell that happened, but I knew, and it was embarrassing. So, it looks like that's all we have. Thank you all so much for submitting y'all's questions, and thanks again, Cody, for having us on. It's been a blast.
Hey, we're the Cadillac 3. Thank you so much for submitting your questions. We can't wait to answer them. And special thanks to Cody Allen for having us. First question, JT from Los Angeles, California asks if there's any Bang Bang Bang, American Bang, unreleased stuff that we will see the light of day. No. Next question. Robert from Hillingdon. How did you find your recent tour of the UK?
It was awesome.
What a weird way to ask a question. How did you find it?
Well, that's how they ask these questions.
I know. We loved it over there. We're going to go back in July, June or July?
I think July. Yeah.
July, and we're also going to go back and do a headlining tour in all of Europe and a bunch of stuff in November. So it was great. We love it over there. It's our second home. John from Glasgow, the UK. Would you guys ever come back to Glasgow? Your set supporting Eric was amazing. Thank you, John.
Thanks, John.
Yeah, we'll definitely come back. That was the highlight of the whole trip. Huge Eric Church fan, so that was a blast. Angela from Chickamauga, Georgia.
Chickamauga.
When did you find out you were going to be part of Give 'em Hope, and were you excited? We found out the day before we actually went in and sang it. We were happy to be involved in anything like Outnumber Hunger. That whole organization that feeds, what was it, 25 million people last year or something like that.
Yeah, millions of people, I think.
It's an exciting thing to be a part of, to be in a band, but also get to help people with your music. And that was a cool thing to be on a song with Reba McEntire and Trace and all these people that, or Trace went on, Toby Keith, Cassidy Poe, Daniel Brevard. It was a lot of fun, really cool. Davis from Lone Grove, Oklahoma. What was it like working with Florida Georgia Line, Mike Eli, and Dirk Bentley? That was a blast.
Oh, yeah, some of our oldest friends on the road.
Getting to go into the studio and kind of drink some tequila and have those guys sing one of our songs with us was a lot of fun, and it was cool. I'm glad it worked out. Dace from Lamar, Colorado. What is your favorite part about the city of Nashville? Man, that's tough.
Yeah, it's tough.
So many wonderful things.
Almost Mexican restaurants.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's our hometown, so it's we're all born and raised there. So it's that's kind of a hard one to answer. We love everything about it. I'd never live anywhere else. I even got tattooed on my arm.
Yeah.
All right, Andrew from Dayton. How did you all meet and form your band? Well,
we all came out of the same womb.
Three-headed hippie, long-haired baby. We're actually born and raised, in Nashville. We all kind of went to school together. We've been playing in bands since we were kids, and it's just kind of always been that way.
Yeah.
Kimberly from Philadelphia, PA. How did it feel to be signed one of the top country music record labels? It's been awesome so far. I've been on Big Machine. They
let us do what we do, and it's awesome.
Yeah, it's a good label. It's a very eclectic group of artists that they have. Everywhere from Taylor Swift, the Van Perry, to us. It's a cool thing to be a part of because they work as a team, and it's kind of like a mafia vibe where they're not afraid to kill someone. And, they will act on some PDs. But no, it's been great so far. It's a good family to be a part of.
Sherry from Mobile, Alabama. Have you ever been around another artist and realized you were starstruck? Just Jaron.
Yeah.
I mean,
I get Kelby's autograph every day. I don't know.
I don't get anybody's autograph.
No, we were huge Eric Church fans when we got to do the Europe tour, so that was cool. We we already been friends with him, but yeah, he's kind of has that aura where it's very cool to,
He's like us. He wears sunglasses
all the
so
time.
You never know if he's into you or not.
Yeah, no, Eric's a big one, but yeah, we met Vince Neil last week. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
All right.
Sure. No, next one. Next
Yeah,
one.
it's the same one. Video guy over here sleeping on the job. Carrie from Louisville, Kentucky. The South is a great song. Thank you, Carrie. What is it like having such huge success with your leading single?
It's exciting.
It's better than not having success with your lead single. It's been really cool to have the song translate to kids, and
It's cool to hear it on the radio everywhere that we're traveling. It's pretty awesome.
yeah, man, it's a good thing to hear that, and
It's
you
cool
know,
out on these shows, hearing people sing it back. And there's this Jake Owen tour.
especially when you're up north. It's kind of funny. Jared from, doesn't say where he's from. How did the collaboration with FGL, Mike Eli, and Dirks come about? We were just
Tequila.
Yeah, we were talking or whatever. I don't really remember exactly how it came out, but I was making a joke or something. I guess to Brian and Tyler, and texted them, and they ended up showing up. Dirks was there because he's been our friend from the beginning. Mike Eli was next door singing on an Alabama tribute record, so he came over and voila.
Yeah.
Sandra from Jacksonville. Where is the one city in the world you would love to play on tour and have it? Yeah.
Wow.
So we played.
Man, I think we're gonna get to go to maybe Paris in December. That's gonna be cool.
Yeah, that'll be really neat.
We haven't been to Anchorage, Alaska yet. That would be.
We're really looking forward to taking our version of country to Alaska. We think that they could use it up there, and well, that'd be awkward. It's all about the South.
Except for up
It's
here.
Anchorage, I'm thirsty. It doesn't roll off the tongue, really. All right. Charlie from Austin. What does being a part of Outnumber Hunger mean to you guys? Like I said earlier, it's really cool to be a part of a program that's helped feeding so many people right now across the country when there is such a huge problem with hunger. And I'm glad they asked us because we're probably, we're the least likely band for somebody to ask to do that, and we don't really get to do that very often. So it was really cool to do it with FGL and Cassidy Pope and Flats, and it's a great thing, and they're doing wonderful things to fix a problem that needs to be fixed.
Doug from Chattanooga. Who would your dream artist be to collaborate with?
Tom Petty. Next. Allison from Long Island. If you had to eat one General Mills cereal for the rest of your life, which one would it be?
Lucky Charms.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Wheaties.
Ben from Newberry, Connecticut. What's your favorite part about being from the South? I hate this question.
Ben, we don't like your question.
No, Ben, your question sucks. Next one. This sounds awesome. It's just, I don't know.
It's
What's your
just
favorite
home.
part about being from the North? It's like the weather. That's a terrible question. Chelsea from Encino. How did you come up with your band name? We were originally called the Cadillac Black, and we had trademark issues. The reason I think Cadillac came up was because we always, when I was a kid, I thought Cadillacs was a sign of success. Everybody from James Dean, Elvis Presley, Johnny Cash, they always had these really cool Cadillacs. And so there's three of us, and if you put Cadillac in front of three,
Here we are.
here's the math.
These guys.
Joyce from Kansas City. Do you have any hidden talents you'd like to share with us?
This is actually all we do.
Yeah.
Joyce, this is all we do.
Yeah, really good at riding on a bus all night long, and
He's pretty good at sleeping on the bus, waking up on the bus.
Kelby break dances.
Yeah, and juggle.
Break dances, juggle. All right. Did anything crazy happen on the set
Sam.
from the South video from Sam from Miami? There were 3 almost naked girls dancing in cages, throwing water all over themselves. That was pretty
Some
crazy.
people liked that and some people didn't.
Yeah, my wife was not too happy about that when she showed up on the set.
Nor were my parents.
All right, Amber from Tucson.
Amber from Tucson.
Who is your country music crush? Okay, probably gotta go with
Miranda.
Yeah, Miranda. Miranda, Casey Musgraves, There's not that many these days.
Girls.
Cassie.
So yeah,
Cassidy.
all three
All three of them.
All right. thanks again for submitting your questions for us. We really enjoyed answering them, and thanks again to Cody for having us. Cheers. Thanks, man.
Hey, thanks for hanging out with us today. And remember that getting involved with Outnumber Hunger couldn't be easier. You just purchase these great products from General Mills like Cheerios, Betty Crocker, Yoplait, and enter the code from the packages at outnumberhunger.com, where you'll find all the details on how you can help. Each code submitted helps Feeding America secure 5 meals on behalf of a local food bank. Here's how you can help your neighbors in your own community. Visit outnumberhunger.com for all the details on how you can help. And I really do hope that you will join us in helping to outnumber hunger.